Yes. The eggs are aspirated, removed from the follicles through the needle connected to a suction device. Removal of multiple eggs can usually be completed in less than 30 minutes. Some women experience cramping on the day of the retrieval, but the sensation usually subsides the next day. Now, as a husband, ooch, I think she did have that happen when we went to the ultrasound. She had her eggs aspirated, removed from the follicles, because Benjamin was our fifth baby. Yes, and he was healthy. Poop. Now, this concept of using the ultrasound probe, yeah. Why don't you call that same place where when she got out approximately 2 hours after going in there, yes, she had tremendous cramping and I couldn't understand. Are you sure it's not marriage fraud? Now I'm going to want to know, as I had mentioned yesterday, or maybe it was this morning, I'd like to know what she had done with her vagina while we were married. Because not telling me that she put an ultrasound probe up there and they stuck a large needle into her ovaries so she could aspirate. Well, where are all the aspirated eggs of all of those? Ooch, where you just, what? That's how you do it. That's what the manual says there. Poop, poop. Now, I'm going to want to talk to Marilyn about if she had any of her eggs aspirated without her knowledge. Yes. I mean, I'm sure there wouldn't be any physician or any government official that would ever have knowledge of removing the eggs of a woman when she was unconscious. Yes. So you can make something that looks like her because of the genetics of the actual follicles. Now we're getting into some lawsuits here because as a husband, I feel like I should inform my wife if I was doing anything with my genitals. Yes, yes, yes. And I think she has an obligation in the actual marriage to inform me if she does anything with her genitals. Oh, look at some screen prints. We'll go back to the down. Ooch, ooch. Well, I'm. Well, let's look at some pictures from this morning because it seems like you don't really believe these concepts. Yes. I was reading about the official position. Now, is it the official policy? Brief represent the official views of the university. Does the university believe that parents that have children, yes, have the official right to know when they're going to put a large needle into their testicles or their ovaries? What is the official views of the university? Now, there's a little lawsuit here that I mentioned this morning in this morning's Bible readings. Yes. The unconscious bias. You know, the problem with this is that there's this perception, yes, that every attorney has no bias against any individual or class of persons. Now, as frustrating as it is, this whole witnessing of the juries, yes, you would have to think that somebody in the legal profession would have an improper discrimination against another person. There's no possible way that in the United States of America that any attorney of the United States would ever be discriminatory. Witness that. See, when reading this, yes, this reminded me of the United Nations framework for those that look for weapons of mass destruction. You remember the Iraqi conflict? Yes, BLICS. Yes. We're going to be observers of the actual selection of juries, right? Even though it's not a guarantee, there's this concept of attorneys, yes, being discriminatory to certain persons, right? The unconscious bias that no one has any awareness of. Now, let's say you're sitting there, you're a prosecuting attorney, you look at the jury pool available, right, and you use this preemptory decision that you don't want that person for whatever your reason is. And somebody says, no, that's discriminatory. You have an unconscious bias. You are not aware of the bias that you have.